You got a ticket? Excuse me, you got a ticket? Excuse me, you got a ticket? You got a ticket?
I'm Megan's mom.
Megan's mom. You have a ticket?
I'm Megan's mom. I'm an exception.
Why? I like this shirt. You like it?
Huh?
I like this shirt.
It's my baby.
Hold on. I love it. Hi.
You make him happy?
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and through the perilous fight.
You see a lot of successful people, and you think about anybody who's successful in life, and they very early on knew exactly what they wanted to do. 27 years ago, it seems like a extremely long time. I actually dated myself as I took my notes. I was sitting in the same seats that these students are sitting in now. I was poised to become an electrician. I was graduating from a vocational high school in Brooklyn. And I had a path that I wanted to follow from the day I walked into that building, and that was to be an electrical contractor. My father was a plumbing contractor. My grandfather was a plumbing contractor as well. Actually, he was the first licensed black plumber in New York State. So I come from a history of plumbers. I come from a history of people in construction. And we just want you to understand and have comfort knowing that if a student chooses to go into a trade that's a respectable, honorable career path that they're choosing, these students will be aligned to make between $80,000 and $100,000 by the time they're at the age of 22. But in order to do that, graduates, seniors, you need to have a goal, you need to have a plan. You have the most power sitting in the seats that you're sitting in right now because you haven't started your adult life yet. Yes, to BDCA, you will. But this is a time where you really need to make that decision of what you want to do. No matter what it is, it could be HVAC, it could be carpentry, it could be nursing, and whatever your passion pulls you towards, now is the time to focus on that, to make sure that you have a plan. Because those who fail to plan to fail. So we want to make sure that all BDCA graduates are at least focused on something they want to do. Whatever their dream is for life, they're focused on that. So, and
for trusting us to take care of your children, to move them through some of the most difficult training and education processes in the city. So thank you, parents, for trusting us. Trust us with your younger children as well as we move this school forward. I'd like to thank our principal, Ms. Lovett, for her great leadership. Administration that does a wonderful job. This is not an easy job. The teachers, I don't know how you do it. I commend you for the effort because I know I've sat and taught a couple of classes over the years, and it is a task that only special, very special people can do. So thank you for what you do. I'm not much for words, but just know that every day I work on your behalf. When I travel this country and I travel the world, I work on your behalf. I'm going to defer my time in speaking to two people who worked on your behalf. And I think that Mr. Earl Phillips, the Secretary-Treasurer for Transportation, TWU Local 100, Transport Workers Union. That's the second person in charge of the largest transportation union in the country, 40,000 employees with New York City Transit. And let me tell you, those of you working with New York City Transit, could you stand to have worked with New York City Transit?
Your uncles, if it wasn't for the love and attention that they gave you, you wouldn't be here today. So why don't you give your family a big round of applause? All right, I'm gonna ask you guys, can you guys just turn around, stay standing, you guys can turn around. And then finally you have your teachers. You know, I'm pretty sure they were tough on you, pretty sure they gave you too many exams. Coaches probably made you run around the track field. But if it wasn't for the love, the care, they probably put the parents got you into trouble. But if it wasn't for the love and care, you wouldn't be here today. So give them a big round of applause. Tell them thank you. Thank you. Now I'm gonna ask you guys to stay standing. Do you mind if I take a selfie with you guys?
Right here said her daughter texted her she's tired, she's bored, and she graduated. And she graduated.
All right, you guys can have a seat now.
Daquan!
A few days ago, I was invited to attend a valedictorian award ceremony along with BDCA's current valedictorian, Amir Mano. There, we met all of the high school valedictorians in the Bronx for this year and listened to various speakers as they congratulated us for our accomplishments. There was one speaker in particular, though, that said something that stood out to me. He said, "Work beats smart all 7 days of the week. Work beats smart all 7 days of the week." I let this marinate in my mind for a while, and ended up thinking about school and how a lot of us here see intelligence as a talent that you're born with. And well, I'll tell you something that proves that wrong. People are not born smart. Some of my friends say that I'm smart, but I think a lot of them tend to confuse intelligence with hard work. Believe it or not, because something special was happening at that time. Whenever I decided to do some of the things your mom usually has to grab you by the neck to do, like your tours, your homework, and a plethora of easy things that you're way too busy to do as a child. Passively, I just did these things, partly because I didn't want to get yelled at, but mainly because I just thought it was something I was supposed to do. I now realize that doing those simple things without a whole lot of influence from my parents taught me a lot about discipline, and it's probably the reason why I stand up here today as a salutatorian. See, it takes more than test intelligence to take even a little bit of action. Taking action without anyone telling you to, without anyone watching, and taking action even for the things that seem meaningless. That creates a certain kind of character who never worries about the work involved in achieving his goal. Back then, I just did things without thinking. Whenever I had to do something, I just passively did it almost by impulse. Now I realize that impulse was probably one of the best things that could have ever happened to me. And guys, if a mere impulse became so useful to me, imagine what you can accomplish with deliberate, planned action. Imagine what you can accomplish if one day you decide to move against the wind to achieve your goals instead of letting that wind take you where it wants. I was lucky enough to have let that wind take me wherever it wanted. Throw me against the ground a few times, a few cold rainy days, but eventually landed me here, somewhere on Prop 3. However, I can tell you my path here was like my plan for college. I didn't know where I was going. I did not have control of where I would be today. But now that I do know that, I will take action to make sure that I have control of where I will be tomorrow. I hope you all do the same. Fellow graduates, before you see another student, another friend who decided it was in his best interest to work a little bit harder to be able to stand up here and share his speech. This could have been any of you, really. All it takes is a few homework passes and faking as if you're not about to fall asleep in class. It is within all of you to do whatever you put your mind to.